the gender activists got a hold of it, because in the DSM, it also says assigned gender at birth, which is nonsensical. They've totally upended biology, and they've done away with the sex binary in here. So it's like, okay, fine. You want to define gender as how you perceive yourself in contrast or comparison to sexual norms of the culture. Fine. I'm fine with that. We've had people do that for millennia. Okay. Now, where does it become a disorder? And they give a whole set of criteria, right? If you hit the criteria, you therefore qualify for gender dysphoria. All right. It's a symptom. I want to know the why. I want to treat the problem. Why do you have gender dysphoria? I'm not going to sit there and pretend that your gender dysphoria can't be cured. That would be nonsensical, because it's a disorder. Now, if they take it out and just say it's not a disorder anymore, all right, that's a different discussion. But so far it is, and it's still a disorder, meaning it's something to be fixed. It's wrong, right? All right, now we get into a debate about how to fix it. Now, the gender activists will say, well, you affirm to send them down a path of medicalization, make their body match their mind. Now, that's a complete inversion of everything that we've done in psychotherapy for 100 years. What we used to teach is your mind will come up with lots of things to make the environment make sense. That's how we get our disorders, when we irrationally think things that aren't there. It's delusional, it's psychotic, it's whatever it is. So what we traditionally have done, and historically, is we said, let's help your mind match the environment. So if it's hot outside and you're denying that it's hot and you're saying I'm freezing, we'll just educate you on what heat versus cold is. If your body is hungry and you're grouchy and irritable and you think you have a bad attitude, and this happens frequently because you're not eating properly, I'll say, well, eat properly, and then we can make the physiology make sense. And oh, by the way, let's tend to your anger impulses so we can make the mind match the body and move forward. Now we're making the body match the mind. And this obviously has lots of memes and punchlines associated with it. It's like my kid is 4 years old and he thinks he's Spider-Man. Let's go get the surgery, right? But that's not a tongue-in-cheek comment. That's very, very real, because we're doing it with chopping off healthy body parts of children, and then we're putting it into law. And I would push back and say, where on God's green earth would we ever think that the most extreme form of intervention strategy is the first line of attack? That's never been a thing. And in my Nevada State Medicaid Services Manual, it literally says you try the least intrusive method first, and failing that, then we level up. Medicaid won't even pay for intensive outpatient if you haven't at least tried straight outpatient and failed at it. And that takes many months. So therapy first. Let's talk through this. Let's address your potential autistic issues and your inability to read social cues. Let's address your trauma history that led you to think that you're not safe in your own body or whatever it is. Let's address the spiritual aspect. What's your spirituality say about, who as a creation walking the earth? Why we would ever leap to butchery and lifelong chemical addiction is beyond me. It's cruel, it's inhumane, it's malpractice, it's demonic, it's all sorts of things that aren't psychotherapy. So that's why I don't like affirming care, because the next step of affirming care, and this has already rippled into many facets, is a parent walks in with a child and says, he has ADHD. Well, hold on a second. I'm the one who possesses the license from the state for diagnosing. I will do the diagnosing. But you didn't affirm me. I walked into your office and I told you what's going on. You need to affirm me. No, that's not how this works. Go, there's the door. I'm not going to do that. Go find somebody else who's going to participate in your delusion. Because what I'm going to say is, it's your parenting issue. You're too diffuse with your boundaries, and that's why your kid bounces off the walls, because you've never held any structure for him. No, he has ADHD. Fix his ADHD. No, I'm not treating kids in a vacuum. We don't do fix my kid here. Actually, my intake paperwork says that. It doesn't say that in so many words, but it says you parents as the executives of your home are responsible for the system in which you operate, and as go you, so go your children. You're required to attend sessions. We're not going to treat your kid in a vacuum. So we don't do that, and we shouldn't. That's my take on the DSM. But yeah, go ahead. The BTs, by the way, they're convenient, I think, because, like I said, if I can establish that I've done something, then I can document that in the chart. I can believe I achieved something. And if I can put in the chart that I referred to surgery, then I've moved on or whatever. I've checked the box.